The girl never looks at you, always past you. She's always on the go, constantly rubbing her hands, and there's usually a bit of saliva hanging out of the corner of her mouth. You can't really do much with her. If you speak to her, it sometimes takes half a minute for her to react. Then, instead of an answer, she might move, roll her eyes, twitch, or, if she doesn't like something at all, she slaps her own face. If she wants something, whether it's a teddy bear, a toy, or a sandwich, she'll just reach for it and everything will fall to the floor. She can't ask for help because she doesn't speak. There aren't any kids from next door ringing the doorbell to pick her up to play. The docs say there's nothing they can do. It's a genetic defect that can't be fixed. Physiotherapy can help, but only to stop her physical condition from getting worse. Devices are being developed that can decode the weird messages in her body language, but maybe there is a way to help by communicating in a different way. I'd like to show you one option today. Some people can understand others who seem to be unresponsive and convey messages to them in a way that's easy for them to understand, even if they don't look at them or react to external stimuli right away. You might not notice the reaction because it may happen half a minute after you gave the impulse. By that time, you might already have moved on in your thoughts. But yet, you can get to know and love children like this if you spend a lot of time with them and learn to read their little signals. It's usually the parents who make this effort, of course. They can see if their child is happy or sad, if they're annoyed or in pain, just by looking at them. They can also tell by the way their child's eyes move and by the sound of their jaw grinding. They're always finding ways to make day-to-day life easier, even in tough situations. One of them is through music. I first saw it when a speechless girl brightened up when a pop song she liked was played on the radio. Music puts a smile on children's face. It makes them tap their feet and clap their hands. It's like they feel the rhythm and suddenly they are doing things they couldn't do before. Even people with Alzheimer's who seem to be completely still often react to music. From the outside, it seems as if they are awakening. Of course, it's best if they've played an instrument themselves in the past, rather than just listening to music. Maybe music creates different brainwave frequencies to how we normally remember facts and events. I'm just speculating here, but I think it's probably a good idea to engage the senses, such as hearing and touch, as well as smell. The person who can't recognize their own kids is suddenly able to play entire melodies on their old beloved instrument. You just have to give them a chance and not leave them to sit in a corner all day, because they won't do anything on their own and might look absent-minded to outsiders. Music has also been shown to be beneficial for people with mental health issues. It lifts people out of depression, gets them moving, and can even make them feel cheerful. Stress hormones that accumulate in the blood can be processed through movement, such as dancing. It has been demonstrated that even individuals with severe physical limitations can experience a sense of well-being when engaging in rhythmic movement, even if it is merely through the use of hand movements. Singing is also a great way to connect with others, even if you're a child, especially if you're a child. After all, everyone can tell when you're off key. Participating in singing trains our social muscle, which modulates the vocal cords so that our voice sounds harmonious with others, producing hormones in the brain that make us feel happy as a community. The best thing about it is that music is available in all colors of sound over the counter. There's something for everyone. Except for the one person I've ever met who strictly refused to listen to any kind of music. I will probably never forget him. Before meeting him, it had even occurred to me that someone like that could exist. In my naivety, I had thought music was a fundamental part of human nature, something that accompanies us throughout our lives, from lullabies to requiems. But apparently, this doesn't apply to everyone. Music translates emotions into sound, which in turn can trigger emotions. Feelings form the basis of all motivation, including that of healing and recovery. Now, let's turn to flower essences, which in my opinion have a similar effect to the vibrations of music. Not only that, they also complement music and support it. I would like to explain how this could happen in connection with the flowers I'm going to introduce. I'll be honest with you. I'm still not sure how flower essences and music influence each other, or how they make each other's effects more powerful. I just experiment with both and see what happens. A few years ago, I collaborated with musicians who translated the essence of flowers into rhythms and melodies. This has led to 2 music albums with tracks that can be used for specific purposes to reach people who might not otherwise be reached. Peter Van Tine was the guy who turned the flower essences on the first album into sound and got them recorded. Peter is an American pianist who was the first to embark on this experiment, and his first piece was a musical borage meditation. Borage is a plant that frees the breath. This flower lets you direct your breath wherever you want, whether that's to release tension, ease pain, or deal with an emotional state like sadness. Sometimes breathing from your abdomen can bring up scary feelings that you've stored there. But even if you don't breathe there, they can still affect you, either in a conscious or in an unconscious way. Tensing the muscles in your stomach area is intended to prevent the release of unwanted feelings. You hold your breath as you would do in a state of alarm. This makes you feel less anxious, but unfortunately it also stops you from dealing with the anxiety. It is much easier to try this in a safe environment where there is no immediate danger and a trusted friend, coach or therapist is around. You can free your breath through a specific acupuncture point, which is the 7th of the lung meridian. You can find it by spreading your thumb and index finger apart, then crossing your hands so that the spaces between the thumbs and index fingers of both hands touch. Then you place the upper index finger on the side of the forearm and feel the bone for a slight indentation at this point. If you switch hands and the index finger of the other hand is now on top, this works the same way on this side. You can massage this acupuncture point with light circular pressure to stimulate it. Alternatively, you can add a drop of borage essence on it, or both. You will then begin to feel more relaxed and find the courage to breathe into your stomach and release the tension there. Releasing muscle tension will stop you from stuttering and make your voice sound powerful. You'll also find it easier to deal with negative emotions if you unlearn the habit of suppressing them. The Borage piece by Peter Van Tine has a similar effect. If you're interested, you can find a link to the music in the video description. You can also add a few drops of borage essence to your aroma diffuser. Listen to the music and see what happens. It is recommended when you feel sad and worried. Pineapple weed is a flower that helps you feel more in tune with your body, so it can help people who sometimes step on their partner's toes when they're dancing. If you want to learn a new dance move and avoid trouble, this should be your go-to. I first heard about it from Steve Johnson, who told me all about the great feedback he got from a dance theater in New York. The dancers rubbed the soles of their feet with the special Alaskan essence called pineapple weed before practicing. This made it easier to balance and feel stable. And it inspired me to prepare a similar local essence, which turned out to play an important role in the birth preparation, as it enables women to feel their bodies better. There's a lot to say about pineapple weed, but here I would like to focus on the musical side. This flower lets you hear and feel the music in your body. You can also find the link to the pineapple weed piece by Peter Van Tine under this video. In a sense, the bougainvillea, the flower of synesthesia, has a similar effect to the way in which sensory perception is connected in all of us during the first 5 years of life. It reminds us of the way we used our whole body to experience music when we were kids. Many drivers of powerful cars try to recapture this feeling with loud bass music. This is one way of doing it. Its effectiveness certainly depends on the choice of music, but it can occasionally have social disadvantages. Heavy metal friends are certainly no strangers to this phenomenon. When it comes to the physical perception of bass, it is better to sharpen your own senses, which is promoted by bougainvillea and its essence, than to annoy the neighborhood. Strangely enough, earplugs are provided at the entrance to Dutch music festivals to prevent damage to your hearing. I have no clue why they don't just turn the music down a bit. If the music is too quiet and you don't feel enough bass thumping in your stomach, you can always try the bougainvillea. In any case, it is this essence that makes us sensitive and receptive to music. Anyone who would like to use it to communicate with people who do not react well to the spoken word can try using the flower essence or listening to Peter's bougainvillea tune. The link, of course, is under this video too. The entire album is available in my shop, by the way, and Peter's website has many more recordings that are perfect for relaxation and meditation, and you can also download a few free samples of his music there. Enjoy and have a wonderfully musical time.